Hello, I gonna talk about congregation shepherding and leading his people. The relationship a pastor enjoys with his people is unique, and apart from that, he has with his family probably is the most rewarding. He is a leader and shepherd. Although he leads his people, he stays accountable to them. This is my content. Number one, the members of the church are due respects. The authority resident in a local church, according to Matthew chapter 28, verse 18, it states no higher authority on earth than the church of Jesus Christ. Jesus makes plain that he doesn't share his authority with anyone, even the elders of the church. He says, all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. On the basis of that authority, he gave his followers certain commands. Because the church universal is Christ's presence manifestation on earth and the local church, the physical embodiment of that church, it may be concluded that the authority of Jesus Christ is resident in the local church. Therefore, just because a man is called to be the pastor of a church does not mean that he has unlimited authority to dictate to that body. He has only as much authority as is delegated to him by the church. When a local congregation designates that specific authority to a pastor, then individual members of the body have the obligation to submit to him in those areas. He has the obligation and duty to submit to the composite membership. Here another one says, believers are as a priests, saints, and ministers. Church members are not merely sheep, even though there is a sense in which all believers, pastor included, are sheep. They are also believers, priests, saints, and ministers of the gospel, as the Bible makes clear. Leaders are given to the church for only one purpose, that is, to enhance the ministry of those ministers. Therefore, too many in a given church may experience their priesthood only in an unblemished form. Still, they have received the title from God and are due the respect appreciated to priests, saints, and ministers. Next one is believers need to know their heritage. The pastor is probably the ignorant one. The congregation may be resisting his ideas because they have not observed a sufficient degree of maturity in him to warrant their placing trust in him. Or they may have been drawn up to the man because of his cavalier attitude towards them. Here the last one is for number one. There is wisdom in the converse's body. If a pastor is wise, he will recognize and respects the wisdom that rests in the congregation as its members act together, and will demonstrate his respect by taking the decision of the assembly to be wise counsel. He should continually treat the individual members of the assemblies with the respect due to them as priests and ministers, because God had designated them as such. Here is number two. The members of the church should be treated with love. Love has to come from God to be genuine. A person cannot fake it. If he tries, Eventually, he will be found out. Underlying the proper actions of a pastor for his people in all the circumstances of his ministry, in the pulpit, at funerals, and during hospital visitations, and its counseling sections, must be a firm foundation of love and respect that arise from pastoral relationship with God. As a conclusion, leadership needs to adopt his model to partner with Christ in the continuing reformation of the church and humanity at large. The shepherd's leaders must become the companion with the good shepherd himself, Christ the Lord and the chief shepherds of the flock. Thank you so much.